Open up the door, it's Dave! Who?
In October, Tesla announced that they're going to give us another 2 months of full self-driving. It was originally a month and they extended it by a month. And the reasoning has everything to do with robotaxi and collecting more data and understanding how people drive and how things go. And then also to try and boost sales of the full self-driving. And so I've been playing with it and doing all the things that I did last time, and mostly it's the same as it was last time as far as the observable things go. But there is one other thing that's different, and that's that this time they're giving us access to the summon feature, because they enhanced the summon feature to work with the cameras instead of working with the sensors on the car. So we do have it available to us. So I thought I'd play around with it a little bit and see how it comes together, and I thought I'd share that with you. Now this time they're calling it the Actually Smart Summon. I think Elon Musk, being a 13-year-old boy, thought ASS would be a really funny acronym. And he's not wrong, but it's just kind of funny to see a company acting like that. So let's take a look at how that works and see what we think.
But first things first, I have to park the car so that I can summon it to somewhere else. I do love the park assist feature. You just pick a space and then say park, and it puts the car into the space. And on the last video I made about this, I didn't show how the steering wheel turns. It's kind of crazy and cool the way it just turns itself and moves in. As you're watching it, it's kind of like, whoa, this is freaky. Is it going to stop soon enough? What's it going to do? Now, this is one feature I would actually like to have if it was a standalone feature, but because it's included with the full self-driving, maybe not so much. The only downside to this is if you're parking in a parking lot where it's head-in parking only, like in a shopping center where you have to pull down an aisle and you can only park to the right or the left head-in, it won't work that way. So the summon feature. I went into the app after I got out of the car and pressed summon. And I'm looking at it and I go, how does this work? And then I realized, oh, I got to turn it on inside the car first. I hadn't done that. So I got back in the car and I turned on the feature. Now, I hadn't played with it before, obviously, so this was kind of new to me. What you have to do is you come into it and you go to the controls and you turn on the summon feature. And you read through the disclaimer there and you say, yes, I want to use this feature. It's reminding you that you have to be careful. Now, you can do some things where you change a little bit about how it works. There's a couple of little features you can do in here where you can make some adjustments to it in terms of how it actually works, but it's pretty straightforward in that sense. The only other thing you have is the delay mode so that you can actually get to somewhere and wait for the car to come to you. So you can turn that off if you want to. It comes default off, but you can turn it on if you want to go somewhere and you want the car to come to you in a minute or two. Anyway, now that it's on, I can get out of the car and I can go ahead and summon the car to come to me. So now I'm in the summon feature again in the app. I'm standing outside the car. I'm pressing the summon feature. And to be honest, the first time I was using it here, I had no idea what to do. I'm looking at it and I'm going, wait, what's it doing? I realized that once I turned it turned on all the cameras. It was at the bottom of the screen there. So you can see me on the top left corner. I'm kind of waving at the camera so you can kind of see me, but it's showing all the 4 cameras around the car as it's waiting for me to engage it. So I'm playing with it a little bit. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm pressing buttons. I'm doing things, but it doesn't seem to be doing what I think it would be doing normally. It's just, there's something weird about it that it's not really clear how you work with it. But then after a couple of minutes, I started pushing buttons and I realized that there's a little bit more to it than what it looks like. So when you're in the app, what you have to do is there's an arrow up and an arrow down. The arrow up tells it to move forward. The arrow down tells it to back up a little bit. So you set your target, you come in here and you say, where do you want it to come to summon to me. And then you actually push the arrow up to get it going. Now you have to actually hold the arrow to keep it moving. And this is where I got a little tripped up with it because I wasn't sure that that's what I had to do. So a couple of times I turned it on and off by mistake, kind of cycled through a couple of times because I wasn't sure what I was doing exactly. But once I got it, I kind of understood what it was doing. It makes sense after you play with it for a minute. So what you do is you turn it on, so you have the cameras on like this, and then you press the forward button. And when you're pressing the forward button, it starts driving. It'll start actually moving. The only tricky part here was that as I clicked it and didn't hold it down, it was turning itself off again. So a couple of times I had to cycle through as it turned itself on and off. And I actually played with this for about 5 minutes before I figured it out, if I'm being honest. So I finally got it ready to go. And I pushed the button on it and I was, okay, let's get this going. So I pressed the forward button on it and it starts to pull out. You can see the lights are flashing on the car. It's telling me it's ready to go. And I push the button and it starts to go. And then all of a sudden I saw a car coming. Now, I don't know if it saw the car coming or if I saw the car coming, but I went ahead and just took my finger off the button and let the car come around the corner. There's a car to the left of the screen here that's going to come around the corner right there. You can see it just in the corner, and it's going to pass by me. You'll see it pass by the car too. I had to wait for that car to pass. Now, this is something I didn't expect to have to do. I had to stop my car and wait for it. But after it started going, it was kind of cool because then I'm just pushing the button, pushing the button, pushing the button, and the car is just creeping up on me and creeping up on me and creeping up on me. And it's doing a pretty good job there. I didn't play around with coming around a corner. I didn't play around with trying to get it out of a weird tight parking space. I didn't do anything like that. But I thought it was kind of neat the way it works. So you can see me pushing the button and holding it down as I'm summoning the car. Then eventually it'll get to the spot and it'll stop and it'll wait for me. And that's where we are. So now the car is here and I can get in and I can drive away. Of course, it's still locked. You can see because of the way the mirrors are folded. But as soon as you unlock it, you get in and you can drive away just like normal. And that's it. I thought it was kind of a cool feature.
What's your point, David?